everyone. Is this on? Can you all hear me? So did we figure out how to work this? It's on now. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Georgianne. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Stevann Wilson, and I'm proud to be your president this year. We would like to get our meeting open today by having, I think, Georgianne's going to do the invocation. We have Michael Estrada that's going to do the pledge, and we've got David Kellerman that's going to do the milestones.
If you'll bow your head. O Holy One, we give thanks for this moment, to give pause, to let our hearts slow down, to take in a deep breath, and remember that is to you that we should give thanks. Thanks for the opportunity to participate in a group of servants like this one, the Rotary Club of Georgetown. We give thanks for the community in which we live. We give thanks for the organizations and the people that we can so generously serve. We thank you for the gifts and talents that you have given us so that we may go out into the world and make it better. And we give thanks for the hands that prepared this meal. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Crowded in here today.
It is.
All right. I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Members' birthdays: Roddy Morales, O.L. Davis, Trey Sutton, Bob Brent, and Mark Hupp. Spouse's birthday: Larry Baird's wife Sue. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Wedding anniversaries: Mike and Joanne Douglas, 45 years. Gary and Terry Anderson, 47 years. We'll go down now. Wiley and Carrie Rudisell, 32 years. And Peggy and Gary Brown, 42 years. Club anniversaries: Connor Buchanan, 1 year. Cheryl Lockburner, 1 year. Steve Benton, 18 years. And Barbara Garland, 9 years. So with a cup in your hand, salute.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate that. You might notice we have a camera up over here. Henry Yu is filming our meeting today, and he'll be posting it on YouTube, and it can be used for makeups, or just if you just missed seeing us all, you can go back and watch it. So if you brought a guest today, would you please stand and introduce your guest? I think we'll just use our outside voices.
Hello, I brought my wife Alejandra. You know, when you show up at the Field of Honor and you say, "How can I help?" and Vicki tackles you, I have a guest, Steve Lambert, who showed up to repost his flag, and suddenly he's a volunteer, and now he's here with me. Welcome, Steve.
I'm very proud to introduce our new executive director at the Williamson County Children's Advocacy Center, Carrie Stanley.
Welcome. Anyone else? Yes, Danny.
We'll introduce Jonathon in just a minute with Paul Harris, but we have his family, his wife Tanya Loesch, son Luke Loesch, and granddaughter Miss June.
Wonderful. Any visiting Rotarians today? Jerry Chapman, stand up. We have a district governor is here today with us. Jerry Chapman. Yes. Yes, sir.
Carl Noble, Austin Rotary.
Yay. Thank you for being here. Anyone else? Okay. Well, thank you all so much for being here today. I just want to remind you that November the 28th, we have Early Act First Night at Carter Elementary.
Ms. Karen,
Yes.
they'll probably be introduced to the program, but we do have visiting Interact students with us for visiting.
Okay, go ahead and introduce them. Yeah.
Abby, you probably want to stand up and introduce yourself, tell them your school and your position with the club, please.
My name is Carla Moreno. I'm the president of the ECU High School Interact Club.
I'm Abigail Pearson. I'm just a member.
Thank you. Okay, the next slide we have is our extraordinary chairman of the Patriot Ball. If you would come forward, Miss Vanessa. If she wanted to speak to you all for just a minute. Jeannie and David, you're going to be next. So, get you on deck.
Okay. When I call your name, would you please stand? No comments from Vicki. Jeanette Harrington. Holly Reed, she's not here. Julian Grant. Darrick McGill. Michelle Marshall. Elizabeth McFarland. Marissa Austin. Myra Page. Carol Hardy. Shelley Rodiker. Felix Boston. Georgianne Hewett. Ron Garland. Barbara Garland. Allison McKee. American Heritage Girls. Christiana. These folks gave of themselves for the Patriots Ball. And I'm very appreciative for all of those who lent me items like flags, Jared, poles, hats, covers, gems. All of it goes to make such an impressive environment for our guests who attended. And I thank you very much. One last thing, the Eastview Interact Club, please stand. These girls gave their time. The thing that people don't like to do, I'm gonna get down off my tiptoes, it hurts. No one likes to clean up, no one likes to tear down, but members of this club stayed until 11:30 to help us break down, and it's so appreciated. Thank you.
So let's all thank Vanessa for all of her hard work. Okay, Jeannie and David would like to say a few words.
Well, don't get too comfortable sitting there because there were a lot of you, and I can't give you a whole list of names, but will everybody who participated on the committee, in the setup, in the volunteering throughout the week, helping to arrange all the events, or tearing it all down for the Field of Honor, will all of you please stand up if you had any part. This is what a club does. Thank you very, very much. It was an extraordinary week, and I would say a very emotional week. The feedback that we got from the community, especially the military and first responder community, was overwhelming and very, very supportive. I thank this club very much for helping us and backing this idea. And we look forward to the 2019 Field of Honor, and we'll probably take a little bit of a breather and then get started in January or February. But sometime in the next week or two, you will be receiving a survey through SurveyMonkey. I really, really ask everybody to please take a little bit of time. It's only 10 questions, and it's very easy to just check the boxes, but please provide the feedback, because that's going to be what will help us decide how we plan for next year. But I appreciate everybody, and thank you, and especially this magnificent co-chair, David Kellerman, and all of you, Vicki, who just was like yeoman's duty on the flag sales and everything. I cannot thank you enough. And Denise White and the American Heritage Girls, again, every single day. If I'm exhausted, Christiana today said, "Hi, Miss Jeannie, I'm exhausted." And I said, "Well, I'm 100 years older than you are, so you can imagine how But they worked so hard every day, all day and all evening. So I thank you all and love you very much. Thank you.
I'm going to embarrass them one more time, but Scott, Denise, Christiana, Vicki, I want you four to stand up.
Exactly. Yeah.
These four individuals all put in 80 plus hours over the 10 days for the Field of Honor.
Wow.
Christiana's going to be, she has, if you did not pick up your flag and you want your dedication form, cards, we've got them back in the back. Christiana's going to be, she put them in alphabetical order, and she's going to be back there to be able to give them to you after the meeting. Got hats for sale as well. If you don't buy them now, you'll be asked at the golf tournament in April. They're 20 bucks a piece. Lapel pins are only $5 a piece. I have one on someplace right here.
And we sold out of coins.
And we sold out of the coins. And I do have one Field of Honor shirt. It's an extra large men's navy. If you're interested, see me after the meeting. Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much. It was quite an event. Both of them were quite amazing, and couldn't happen without you all, and we appreciate that very, very much. The community appreciates it. More than one time I had folks come up to me and say thank you to your club for putting this on. It means a lot to our community, and you should feel very, very proud. Okay. I don't think David Maserang had anything for membership this week. George, did you want to, you might want to mention who's on the table that we just, Gerry, that we brought in today.
Yes, we had one member who we accepted a proposal from, Gerry Moslin.
Yeah.
And so her application is going to be on the table for the next couple of weeks. Please take a look at it. If anybody knows her or knows of her, positive or negative, we would like your feedback. So thank you.
Awesome.
She's awesome. Okay, we got two awesome.
Good, good. All right, thank you so much. Okay, at this time I'd like to invite our district governor, Jerry Chapman, forward to say a few words.
I'm going to try not to knock over Henry's camera. The other day I showed up at a club for something other than my regular visit. Someone asked me if they were in trouble. You are not in trouble. In fact, I'm here to recognize the Rotary Club at Georgetown. Before I make a couple of comments, I'm going to get Gerry Parker, Cris Cash, where are you, Chris? Kind of work your way up here. We'll try to save some time. I'm here today to give some banners to the Rotary Club at Georgetown to recognize you for your support of the Rotary Foundation this past year. Chris was the president, Gerry was the foundation chair this past year, and also have a certificate to present with you. But let me first just say a couple things about the Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation for me is that glue, that cement, that brings together the 1.2 million Rotarians in these 200 countries and 35,000 Rotary clubs we have around the world. It allows us to go out in our communities, both locally and globally, to make a difference. It's the Rotary Foundation that's allowed us to move ahead and try to eradicate polio a disease for the second time in the history of mankind. It's the foundation that provides the monies back to the districts to allow us to affect human lives, to do our humanitarian projects, our educational projects, and to move closer to a world with peace and understanding. So where's the Rotary Club of Georgetown fit in this? I think you need to know where your monies go. This year, the Rotary Club of Georgetown received a $5,000 foundation grant, vocational scholarship grant for a young lady in this community that was literally homeless. And she had no hope. And with that grant, she's going to be able to go to a 2-year vocational training program and have a future that she wouldn't have had before. You're getting $5,000 back for the Early Act First Night program to help support the program that you do in the schools here in the Georgetown community. And recently we designated almost $19,000 in grant funds from the foundation to support the bone marrow project this club has in Mexico. So I think it's important for the membership to know when you're asked to support the foundation, how the monies come back and how it changes lives in this community. So the first thing I want to present, Cris, is the Rotary Club of Georgetown, and thank you for your support of polio this past year. There are 2 banners that the foundation gives to clubs that qualify. The first banner is what's called the TRF, or the Rotary Foundation banner, and it's recognition that the club across all the various Rotary funds gave at least $100 per capita members. Now, it's important to know only 9% of the clubs worldwide receive this banner. So I'm going to give that one to you. The other is the E-Ray banner. The E-Ray is every Rotarian every year, and that's for contributions to the annual fund. The annual fund is the monies that come back to your club to allow you to do the projects that we just talked about. And it's a 100% participation last year in the E-Ray program. This banner, only 11% of the clubs worldwide receive it. So I really want to thank you today and for what you do. Always do more. I want to thank you for what you do. I'm going to give this one. I'm not giving more preference to Gerry, but he gets the bigger banner. He's a bigger guy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gerry, if you just want to stay up here, you're next on the agenda.
Want me to get rid of the banner?
We have some Paul Harris recognitions to do. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to bring to your attention that on the tables we have our first round of donation slips for the Christmas program. The Christmas program is going to be December 14th, and we're going to have Santa Claus, and we're going to have the GHS show choir come, and we're going to have the kids from the Baptist Children's Home here, just like we do every year. And it's funded through donations from our club, and we collect by charging your account. So if you could fill this out and drop it in the Christmas box on Carol's table on your way out, that'd be great. Thank you.
Also, thank you very much, Mara. Georgianne reminded me to remind you, we have a bunch of loose cords in this room that aren't taped down, so if you come up front, please be careful. Don't trip. Okay, great.
Good afternoon. Jerry Chapman is passing out the programs which I overlooked bringing in earlier, which lists everyone who has a pending Paul Harris Award. Some could not be here today and will not receive their awards. The first one, however, is kind of special. It's Jonathon Loesch. And Danny Swapper, if you come forward and present that award, please.
Many of you know Gene Davenport. I'll make it through this. After Mindy passed away, he called me and he said, I'd like to honor somebody that's very special to Mindy. I will get through this. Jonathon Loesch was the first person who came to mind. He's at Faith Lutheran Church, Director of Christian Education, in charge of children's ministry and family outreach. Jonathon started a program at Boys and Girls Club, which was very special to Mindy also, and they worked on it for years together. So we're happy to honor Jonathon. Gene Davenport was very kind and generous, and so as a note, since he couldn't be here, if y'all have extra points and things like that, it really does mean a lot to the family to make it go somewhere to the foundation. So Jonathon, on behalf of the Rotary Club of Georgetown and Gene Davenport, thank you for your service to this community.
Gerry Chapman, if you want to come forward and help me present these awards, and also I believe one major donor is here today who volunteered or agreed to volunteer. So if you'll come forward, please, sir. Our first award today, after Jonathon. May I have that? It's my program. This is for Marlene McMichael. Marlene, are you here? Marlene's not. Marlene? There she is. Okay. Please come forward, Marlene. Marlene's getting an initial PHF award. Thank you, Gerry. Thank you, Marlene. Congratulations. The next award is for Kevin Restine. Kevin took advantage of the Jerry Johnson Trust to get his first Paul Harris Fellow Award. Sure. It's unusual to give awards to a Red Badger. Congratulations, Kevin.
Oh, don't run away.
Don't run off.
I haven't run since 1976. So.
I understand how that works.
Yeah. Thank you.
What do we have left?
You got Alejandra.
Alejandra, I'm going to hold hers till I got
The next will be Marissa Austin.
Marissa Austin, are you here? Please come forward. Marissa is getting an award of PHF +1. She gets one sapphire in her hand.
Congratulations.
You're not going to pin it on her?
I am not.
And our next award is for Cris Cash, PHF +1. Chris took advantage of the Jerry Johnson Trust Fund match for existing PHF holders.
+2, I believe.
It is +2, that was a mistake.
You can pin it on me.
I'm going to do like we do the Dolphins in the Navy when the submarine service pin it on, don't put the glass on, and you swat the person on the jet.
Congratulations, Chris. Robert Dyer said he'd try to make it. Robert, are you here? Congratulations. Robert Dyer is getting PHF +1. It's here somewhere.
Okay, we got a let's give Georgianne some hands, is that right?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
They have.
Georgianne's here too.
Oh, she's here too?
Yeah.
They're both here.
Well, congratulations. Great reward.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. You got Georgianne's?
Georgianne's right here.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Best laid plans of mice and men. And the next award is Georgianne Hewett, you almost lost her. PHF +1.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Georgianne. David Maserang was unable to make it. He's still in San Diego. Got to be somewhere. Gerry Hertel, are you here? Gerry couldn't make it. Hector, if you'll come up, have an award for you and your wife.
Congratulations. Hector, congratulations. Thank you. I'm going to pin you first. I'll buy you a blue shirt. Not that I'm biased.
You can do your wife.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, the next award is mine. +2. We can skip that. I can put it on later.
I haven't stuck anyone yet.
Dr. Stevann Benold, please come forward.
Which you do very well.
David, you're very active.
Thank you.
Better go ahead and call the next one. There we go.
Okay, Dr. Benold is PHF +3. Our next one, we're on the PHF +4 is George Lourigan. I know you're here, George. George also took advantage of the Jerry Johnson Trust matching funds for existing PHF fellows.
Just like the Army.
Gary Zreet, you want to start making your way to the front?
Hey, George, you're on the list.
Congratulations, George.
Okay, here. He's watching me already. He said he'd pin it on himself. Congratulations.
Jeanne McClellan is now PHF +7. Jeanne, if you'll come forward, please.
Great job. I'm going to hand this one to you.
Gee, hang around for a second.
And Denis Pepin, PHF +7. Dennis, I did not bring your pen.
Uh-oh.
So you get going to be recognized.
I didn't wear a shirt, but I could pin. Jeannie. The +7s.
The +7.
Thank you.
That makes
Anybody wearing the pin here today? And I know that Chris isn't.
Congratulations to all the PHF
Sergeant
fellows.
Armstrong doesn't wear a pin.
Dennis, I'll get your pin to you later. All right, this concludes this part of the program.
Thank you all so much. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Jerry. Okay, now I have some ladies here that are going to talk to you about a program that I dearly love. How many of you have ever been to RILA? How many of you have ever gone? It's totally amazing, and you get hooked. Every year I get to go and help cook dinner for these wonderful campers that come out. And so these ladies are here today. We have Carla Moreno and Abby Pierce that are going to tell you a little bit about what RILA is, just in case you don't know.
Hello, my name is Carla Moreno. RILA is basically a leadership camp that helps the youth learn how to be leaders in now and in their future. For me, RILA, basically, my parents only go to sleepovers, and RILA is basically like a really long sleepover, which I was excited about. But frankly, I was nervous at the beginning. I didn't think I was gonna make any friends, because the only one that basically from here was Abby, and then from Georgetown High School there was no one there, so basically I didn't know anyone. But I went in and we drove in our car, and they opened the doors and they like surprised us, like kind of ambushed us, and like took our stuff and pulled out a sign that said RILA 2018. From there I knew like I would love it. I met a lot of new people, and it was really exciting for me. Not just RILA, but Interact Club has also taught me to be a leader. It also inspired me to one day hope to pursue a medical career. I just wish I could go back. I really want to promote it to the members in our Interact Club, because I really hope they can go to it. My cousin, she's a member of Interact Club, so I'm going to try to persuade her to go, because I think she would enjoy it. Interact Club and RILA combined, I just want to say I love it. And I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to go, and thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abby. I just want to start off by saying thank you for sending us in the first place. Wouldn't be here if you hadn't sent us. This was my cabin. At RILA, everyone gets put in a cabin, and when you're at RILA, your cabin is your home. And I made friends with all of those people, including my counselors, and I see them outside of RILA all the time, and I just love them. They're like a big family. I had so much fun at RILA. They pushed us to do things we weren't comfortable with, and I didn't like it at all at first. But after the first day or two, I didn't want to leave. We had so many bonding and challenging moments together, and it was so much fun. Thank you again. It was suggested to me that I ask if anyone has questions about RILA.
What were some of the activities that you all did throughout the week?
Well, there's a picture on there of like a rock wall. It may be a little hard to see, but that is a rock wall, and we did a ropes course one day, which was amazing. There was one part where you walked across a log that was about 20 feet in the air with just a rope and a guy holding it down at the bottom, and you got to the end and you had to fall off. And you had to trust that he would catch you, and that was terrifying. Another activity that we did every morning at like 5:30 was jazzercise. And at 5:30 in the morning, after not getting back to the cabin until like 11:30 and only getting 4 hours of sleep, that was hard. But it was fun. The last morning we did jazzercise. Was a little heartfelt. We didn't want it to end. Another thing would be, the leadership activities. We did a lot of team building exercises, like trying to make a cup of water float in like a little kiddie pool, and using like household items to do that, and We did boys against girls things, cabin against cabin. One of my favorite things was at lunch and dinner time and at breakfast. We'd kind of compete to see who could be the loudest, and that's who got to eat their food first. That was really fun. We came up with chants and things for all of our cabins, and I really enjoyed the talent show. I got 3rd place, and I'm normally a really shy person, and normally I would not be able to do this if I had not gone to RYLA. And at RYLA, I felt so at home that I was able to get up in front of people and sing and not be scared about it. And then I guess made me feel a lot better about myself that I actually did kind of okay. Any other questions?
What was the best meal y'all had? There's only one correct answer.
Yeah. Anyone else?
So it's an award. So what do you do to get that award?
Well, I think being there in the first place and learning to compete in things with your team and be a leader, but also be a team member at the same time. There's a big difference between leading and guiding, or those kind of go hand in hand, but there's a difference between being in charge and leading. Yeah.
So all the kids there were really dedicated. They were all the top of their class, did a lot of community service hours. They were the kids that really wanted to invest in being leaders and helping the community grow. I believe that every single one there was basically like top 10% of their class. And I was like really surprised. Another activity we got to do, so as she mentioned, we had to wake up in the morning to 5:30, but the first ones, we would try to run there to see who would try to be the first one there. I don't run, so it's kind of hard to do that at 5:30 in the morning. And then we also had to do these activities where we had to run as a group, and like whoever got there first would win. I would always be behind, but my cabin mates, they would cheer me on. I was slow, but I was getting there.
I can relate a lot to that. I have a little bit of lung issues, so I walk briskly at most. And so in things like that where we had to get there the fastest or finish fastest, when I lagged behind, my cabin picked me back up, and they, like one time they even carried me. I don't know that I volunteered for them to carry me. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I'd like to just make a point of information for the people who receive RYLA awards, or people in Rotaract or Interact, also possibly for a few Rotarians that may not be aware of the situation, but it's a demonstration of the international scope of RYLA. RYLA was originated in Australia by our fellow Rotarians. I think they deserve the credit for spreading that around the world.
Of course. Anyone else?
So who picks out your programs and the activities that you're going to do?
In Interact?
In RYLA, at RYLA camp. Who plans your week?
It was already planned for us. They just gave us a book and they were like, you guys can do this. It was really, we did one time, we did river rafting. And one of my cabin mates, she actually fell out of the out of it into the lake. It just I thought it was kind of funny, but she was okay. But and we would like try to race each other's like boats, and we'd like splash each other with like my arms would hurt at the end of it. Yes.
Tell the club about your no clicks.
No clicks. So I've seen all the high school movies. There's cliques: the jocks, poppy people, the nerds, the people that like anime, watching cartoon stuff. But at RYLA, we did the no clicks thing, where we didn't have cliques over there. We were basically all as one. If that makes sense.
we took personality tests while we were at Ryla, and I don't remember all of the animals we used, but there were lions and otters and beavers, and there was one more. I don't remember what it was. Was it a dog? A golden retriever, yes.
And what are you?
I was a lion. I was really surprised. I've definitely broken out of my shell because of Ryla, and brought out a lot more of that lion trait that I have in me, and we learned how to use our personalities to work with the other personalities and make sure that we all fit together and that one wasn't dominating the other and that we all got along.
Carla, what are you?
I think I was a golden retriever. I remember we also did this thing where we had my group, we built a robotic arm without just using one hand. And I believe other groups had other disabilities.
That was a different activity. We all had one hand.
Yeah. So we all built a robotic hand. I thought it was interesting because I thought it was really cool how you put it together, and at the end it was kind of like, I thought it was cool.
So tell them what happens to your cell phones when you arrive.
It seems like basic
I almost didn't go the night before because I was freaking out about not being able to have my phone and not knowing anyone, and I got there and the first thing we did was go into a big room and they took our luggage to our cabins and took our cell phones. And they took our snacks too. Yeah. That was a little sad.
Which is worse, your phone?
Danny eat the snacks?
I did not drop them off. I had nothing to do with that.
I went a little crazy the first day and a half without my phone. I kept reaching into my back pocket looking for it. I kept thinking I was hearing it ringing. I was a little crazy, but after a while, I didn't look for it anymore, and I was very much intently focused on everything that we were doing at camp.
Okay.
I really wish it was longer because at the beginning I wanted to go, but I didn't really want to go because I wouldn't know anybody. But at the end, I really wanted to stay because the people there are amazing.
Are there any other? Well, I'll tell you, those of you that aren't aware, our club sends 2 students every summer, and we pay for 1 meal. And when we were all referring to the fajitas, Larry Bingham comes, and there's a group of us that go. I see some heads shaking back there. Jeanette and Vanessa were there last year. Anybody else help with the meal last year? Yes, Myra and Dennis was there. And, Wilson was there too. So we really have fun, but we cook up a really good meal. We actually gave some extra money this year so we wanted to be the evening meal. We wanted them to remember our club. And it's awesome because you get to see the kids and you get to interact with them a little bit, and they're totally amazing. And I want you to know, I've never seen such polite kids in my life at that age. They all thanked us for being there for what we did. So you really need to share that experience. And these ladies today coming was a treat for me. So thank you all so much. Yes, Denise?
So where do these kids come from? You say our club sponsored one night. Are they from?
The update to RILA. RILA is an application process for high schoolers, preferably sophomores, potentially juniors. We'll start that at the end of the year. We send the applications to the schools that we have in GISD as our sponsorship. And we get a lot of applications, not as many as I'd love to have, but it makes it an easier process. We strive to pick students who are wanting to excel in leadership, not the ones that are already doing everything in the world and they're just, push them out the door, they're ready to go, but students that find a need to actually improve themselves. In Abby's defense about the favorite meal, there is a club that has sponsored steak night every year. They get it every year. And every one of you know Larry Bingham and challenges to Larry. So Larry's the one that called and said, okay, fajitas is next best. can we pick out our own meat? So that's what Karen's referring to. The club actually anteed up to get some primo fajita meat. Larry got to actually cook it all. It was pretty nice, yeah.
No, we're not competitive or anything.
Yes, Denise.
I mean, at the Ryla camp, where do all the kids come from?
I'm sorry, they come from our district, 5870. This is a district-wide camp. So all of the clubs in our, well, not all, most of the clubs in our district send students 1 to 6 or 7. It is a, help me girls, is it 30 or 40 boys, 40 girls? 40?
It's 48 and 48.
What is it?
48 and 48.
48 and 48, boys, girls. And so we try to get a good mix. We've been fortunate every now and then to be able to send a couple of girls because guys just don't, y'all know the more girls we get in this club, the more work gets done, am I right? Yes, hello. All right, so girls really make application. We seek male members because they have to have the offset. But thank you for your support of that program. It is truly a leadership building camp that is scholarship for these students. It's awesome. We've had some phenomenal kids go through it.
Thank you all so much. Jerry, you have another announcement?
On the bottom of your program listing the Paul Harris Fellow Awards, there's a short paragraph about the foundation dinner, which will be held this year on February 2nd, Groundhog Day. If as many as a table full of members register, they'll put you in a table together and move you toward the front of the deal. The speaker's going to be the RI President, Barry Rassin. I understand he's an excellent speaker. Held at the Hilton Downtown Hotel in Austin. He'll offer rooms for $179 a night if you don't want to drive home in the middle of the night. And you can register online with this URL that's on the bottom of the page.
There's already over 100 registered.
Dude? Great.
There's already over 100 registered for the dinner.
Thank you, Jerry.
Cool. Are there any other announcements? Yes.
Yeah, quickly, I want to say something. Most of you read Ray Barron's email. 30 to 35 individuals, including 1 or 2 from Sonoma, showed up Tuesday to take down that massive field of flags, and it was down in about 90 minutes.
Wow.
Well, okay, that was truly everybody pitching in. And I mean, I got out there a little late. Felix gave me directions, so I got there late. Even though but anyway, I got out there a little late, and it was a 3rd down, and that was a few minutes after 8 o'clock. Also, Kellerman over there, he also spent 80, 100 hours a week out there, along with the others. So it's on him too. Jeannie brought up next year's Field of Honor, and I'm tired already.
Jeanette.
Not an announcement, but last year at RILA, there was discussion about us sending more than 2 students to the camp.
You want me to address that?
No, it's an application process, and if we get abundance of qualified applicants, don't kid yourself. I come back to the board because we have sent 2 before, but our budget process and what we've registered for is 2.
Let me just comment from the district standpoint. There are 57 Rotary clubs in this district. If everyone sent 2 people, there wouldn't be enough places. What I require the registrar to do is to give every club an opportunity, because there have been clubs in the past that sent 6 or 8 people. So I don't want one club to be denied because someone else is filling up all. After a certain cutoff date, if a club has more than the 2 people and we have open slots, then we'll open it up on a first come, first served basis. But the idea is to be fair to all the clubs. But so generally it's 2 people, but there will be clubs that will send more if there's open slots.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm in need of some help tomorrow afternoon between 3 and 6. I have 100 meals to deliver to 100 veterans. If anyone can help me, please see me afterwards.
Yes, David.
Real quick, hats, lapel pins, Christiana's got the dedication tags, and one, I know a lot of people gave a lot to the field, but I want to thank Clark Thurman and the Sun for all the coverage they gave us.
Anything else? It's a lot that we have to be proud of and thankful for. So thank each and every one of you in this club for making that happen. It was wonderful. Okay, if there's nothing else, will you stand and join me in the things we think, say, and do? First, Second?
Is fair to all concerned.
Third?
Will build goodwill and better friendships.
And fourth?
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
We're adjourned.